Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special bonus reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Gemini, I hope you are doing well. This reading is all about what your dreams are telling you. I had a profound dream recently, and I was inspired to do these readings for you. So I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The first is the Wild Unknown Archetypes for the overall energy, and then I'm going to be using the Oracle and Tarot for your base spread, the Oracle of Mystical Moments and the Tarot of Mystical Moments, both by Katrin Waldstein. So cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. For Gemini, please, what your dreams are telling you. For Gemini, please. Okay. Wow. This is really beautiful. I think it's 115. I don't really know these. Past a certain point, the Roman numerals get confusing to me. It's LXV. And the words are the prayer. I don't know that I've ever gotten this card, and it's a really big deck, and I've used it for many years now, but there's some cards that have still never come out. And I don't know that I've ever even seen this one, the prayer. And up here I can see kind of a half of a gemstone, of a diamond for you, Gem. Here as well. This hand reaching up from what appears to be a nest. Kind of suggesting to me that maybe the Gemini is ready to reach beyond their self-imposed limitations, that we're trying to leave the nest, to leave the space of comfort in order to reach for something higher, something better. And I'm not just thinking about financially speaking. I think there's a little bit more of trying to harness and access the rarity of experience, the uniqueness of life, and what we have to offer the world and what the world has to offer us. That there's a kind of earnestness in the way that this hand is reaching up, like especially in prayer. It's almost like please Spirit. Perhaps you've been feeling like your prayers have been dissipated is the word that comes to mind, because I see all of these like dotted, they almost look like ink blot, like dribbles of ink. And so there's like no real lines here, and it's like maybe you feel like you've been sending your prayers up and then they just kind of get lost in the sauce, right? Lost in the ether. But it's earnest, it's true, it's genuine. It's from not just the heart space, but the soul space. Strange too, I see this kind of, this entity, it's like looks like a cliff face, a cliff, like a big rock face. So there's something to that. It kind of makes me think of the Fool energy, right? And the Fool standing on the edge, ready to take the great leap of faith. Are you feeling like your prayers are falling on deaf ears? But you're still looking, you're still searching, you're still reaching. Maybe for spirit themselves. Maybe that's new to you. Okay, so let me get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for a clarifier. There is no particular past, present, future, or anything like that. It's just the message that, the general message that you need to hear at this time. So we'll pull the tarot. Two more. Deck feels very heavy. Extra card came out. Well, this is why it felt heavy. 10 of Wands. This is your extra card, which I will take as part of your overall energy. 10 of Wands, the card of burden. Turn on the light. The card of burden, the card of we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, where we can't even stand up straight. When we're at the 10, we're moving through that energy so that we can return back to the Ace of Wands, a new start, a new beginning, a new passionate beginning. We're in desperate need of it. And maybe the things that we've picked up along the way are beautiful. They're experiences, they're life lessons, they're journeys. But it's like it's time for you to put it down now. Is Spirit saying, though, that you should be proud of yourself? I don't know who needed to hear that, but you should be proud of yourself. Don't look back despairingly. There's really something about standing up tall. There could be something, like maybe you slouch. Maybe when you walk or you sit, you slouch a lot. Spirit's kind of drawing my attention to that. You need to work on your posture because, I mean, I slouch a lot, so I have to work on it. But posture has to do with Kundalini, right? The Kundalini energy. When people have Kundalini awakenings, it's this sense of, a lot of people have said different things about it, like this energetic flow, bursting all of the chakras open that have previously been blocked, that have been blind to things. The Kundalini energy rises forth from our root to our crown and just like tears everything apart, bursts it all open so that there's energetic flow within us. There's also this idea that Kundalini raises up Christ consciousness. So it's like this, there's this fluid, scientifically speaking, there's this fluid at the base of your spine that as you have the Kundalini awakening, that fluid rises all the way up to your pineal gland. Pineal gland opens up the third eye, and so that we can have our kind of psychic vision. Whatever it is, that's why the spine needs to be tall, because if you want to kind of raise yourself up and go after that gem and go after that connection with spirit, you got to stand up tall and be of spirit. Be with spirit, be of spirit. Be proud of that. Be connected to it. Be excited about it. Feel at one with it. And you can't do that if you're hunched over in any kind of feelings of shame. Making yourself small, right? I have very, very turned in shoulders because my whole entire life I've been doing this. I've been like trying to hide my heart. Literally. I have very tense shoulders. I keep all my tension in my shoulders, and I've done this my whole life. So I do exercise now to open up, like expose the chest, the heart chakra and the solar plexus, right? So it's physiological as well as emotional as well as spiritual. There's something to that. So I'll put this right next to your prayer card. Yeah. It was just like now looking at the cards and like, oh, this makes sense now. And the first card that came out, number 43, which reduces to a 7, the Chariot card in the Major Arcana, talking about a mastery over the light and the shadow aspects of who we are, talking about fast movement forward, talking about travel, not just, I just heard not just physical travel from one place to another, but also emotional, energetic travel, astral travel, perhaps. And the word is secrets. Lock and key, secrets under lock and key. This could be your burden. Thank you, Spirit. It's incredible how our emotional state, our emotions like just wreak havoc on the body. Because if you've been keeping secrets, and I'm not talking about like, I don't know that in other circles these secrets would even matter to other people, but you know, it's almost like Spirit wants me to say, it's like you're making them, you're giving them more power than they actually deserve. So you could feel shame about a conversation you had, or, you know, it might not be like you pushed a kid down at the playground and you felt shame about it for 30 years. I mean, that's not nice, okay? It's not. And if you want to make amends for that, you can absolutely make amends for that. But you can also say, like, you were a hurt little kid and you didn't know how to express yourself. Now, if you find yourself degrading somebody as an adult and being like that bully on the playground, that's something you need to discuss with yourself. But I don't even think it's any of that. That was just the example. There's something here, though, that is really holding you, trapped and bound to it. Secrets always come to the surface, whether we like them to or not. Maybe it will never be uttered, but it will show up in your health. It will show up in your health. And so Spirit is showing me this as the clarifier to that Temperance, number 14 in the Major Arcana, representing Sagittarius energy, the Sage. Temperance is all about patience and transmutation. So it's almost like they're showing me, you're trying. You're trying to transmute. What does transmute mean? It means like to turn one thing into another thing. So we're going to turn these secrets and we're going to let them rise up to the surface, where we can deal with our feelings of it. And you might be in therapy right now. I'm not saying you need therapy. I'm just saying somebody might be in therapy right now and talking about their secrets. And maybe it's not something you afflicted on somebody else. Maybe somebody did something to you that you feel deep shame around. And you're talking about those things so you can transform it into something, instead of keeping you stagnant, something that will allow you to fly, allow you to be free of it. Because look at all the keys on her belt, right? It's just like the more secrets you have, the more keys you have to hold, and then you're just weighted down by it, just like this energy. Can I have a clarifier for the secrets card? What are we keeping secret? We're amongst friends here. There's no judgment in spirit world, right? There's no judgment. Isn't that funny? I said there's no judgment in the spirit world. The world card came out. I don't know that this has come out for anybody else's dream reading, but here it is. The world card, number 21. Chapters closing and new chapters beginning. Precisely. It's time for you to close out whatever chapter this is. It's not serving you anymore, or it's served its purpose. We've reached the end. The inside of my ear just started to hurt. We've reached the end of that now. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Not quite feeling 100% like you. Oh, goodness, Gemini. Why do you always get the tough readings? I think about all the signs I read for, Gemini gets the brunt. But I mean, you're working through this. This is 2 major arcana cards. Majors. You're closing out a cycle, and this is healing. You are trying to transform things in your life. But it's that confidence, right? With all of this solar plexus and heart chakra energy, it's your confidence in yourself. It's your conception of love for oneself, self-love, that is, I'm gonna say it, woefully missing. It's woefully missing. How much are you going to torture yourself? Right, here we come with the number 21. That's 2 number 21s. That's the synchronicity. Tiny triumphs, little victories. Isn't it funny? Mice do not usually stand. And this one is standing very tall. Tiny triumphs. One day at a time. One little victory at a time. One move at a time. One secret at a time. King of Wands. To clarify that. It's almost like once you get on this roll, you're on a roll of healing and like really rewriting your narrative of who you think you are and recognizing like you're worthy of love, you're lovable, then it's almost like no one can stop you, King of Wands. No one can stop you. You're marching to the beat of your own drum, having confidence in yourself, walking tall and proud, maybe making a little bit of noise along the way. King of Wands is somebody who's very clear about their passions, very clear about who they are. Something to look forward to, I feel. But it starts with the tiny steps, right? It starts with the just standing up straight. It's almost, you know, so, okay, Spirit is showing me this lady, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she did a TED Talk, in the early days of TED Talks online. And she started talking about the Superman pose, and I never forgot it. I don't even know, it was like a 5-minute TED Talk or something. She said, it's gonna sound silly, but you should stand in the mirror, you should stand in the bathroom mirror and stand with the Superman pose. Ooh. Okay, let's not get a little carried away with ourselves. But you should stand in the Superman pose for 5 minutes and just look at yourself with your hands on your hips. Look at yourself stand really tall for 5 minutes. It's a lot harder to do than you think it would be. Because first you start, nobody's looking, but you feel embarrassed. It's like the invisible voice of judgment, like, stop being stupid. Who cares? Why do you care? Tell the little voice to shut up. Stand in Superman pose. Stand in a pose of power. She did a whole TED Talk on it. What does that tell you? That standing up straight is not something to scoff at. Because I'm going to ask you, if you're scoffing at it, do you actually stand up straight? Do you stand up straight in every mode of company that you're in? With your mom, your dad, your boss, your brother, your sister, Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your significant other, the stranger on the street, how do you stand? I don't know. I feel very emphatic about that because Spirit feels emphatic about it. What is the tiny triumph? Tiny triumph. Yeah, King of Cups in reverse. It's been difficult for you to manage your feelings or express your feelings because there's these shark-infested waters. We're trying to hold everything up and hold everything together, but there's this sense that there's this threat here. This is a very particular King of Cups card. Scorpio energy. This is a very, in the upright, this card is about a very emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent person. And in the reverse, it's like we cannot articulate ourselves. It's like that achiness that I feel sometimes in my jaw. Because we're not expressing ourselves, or we clench down, we get tense because we perceive a threat. So while you have the King of Wands in the upright, you have the King of Cups in the reverse. The little victory, the tiny triumph, is to start expressing your feelings. Start by just expressing your feelings to yourself out loud. Look in the mirror and say, I feel sad today. I feel happy today. I feel angry. I feel bored. I feel invigorated. Like, start with basic terms and then start to elevate your vocabulary, just like you elevate your posture. It's really important. Seems really important. Number 42, which reduces to a 6. Gemini energy, the Leo. I'm sorry, the Leo? The Lovers card. Why did I say Leo? You could be dealing with the Leo. Have prominent placement. Okay. Look at where Leo, if you have Leo in your chart, look at where Leo lands in your chart. Because whatever planet that is, or placement that is, it's really significant. Read up about it. So like if you have Leo in your moon, that's how you experience feelings through your Leo energy. Read up about it. The Spirit wants me to say that. Number 42, the change of seasons. You know, this reminds me of a friend of mine. Whenever she gets into a relationship, or and one of her friends gets into a relationship and it's like all hot and heavy and he's so dreamy, blah, 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 right? She always has this really beautiful advice. And that advice is, you want to see somebody in every season, because people are different depending on their season. You want to see somebody when they're down and out, because we all go through it. I'm not manifesting that. It's just a fact of life. We all go through ups and downs. How a person behaves when they're down is very telling. How a person behaves with you when they're down is very telling. So there's something about it, but it's like very self-reflective. Who are you in every season? What version of you appears to the world? Right? It's clarified by this beautiful card, the 10 of Cups. So you have 10-10 here. Very synchronous. 10 of Cups is bliss, happiness, joy. And it's unconventional, isn't it? When I look at this particular version of this card, I think, how unconventional, how beautiful. It's like, against all odds, I'm determined to be happy, but I need your help, Spirit. I need your help. Can I get a clarifier for the change of seasons? What is this in reference to? The Death card. Number 13 in the Major Arcana, another Scorpio energy. You may be dealing with Scorpio. Major Arcana. breaking ourselves apart to put ourselves back together. The Death card is transformation. You're going through something huge right now. It's big, big change. But it's change for the better. And I hope that you can believe that for yourself, because I see it here. Let me read from the book, The Prayer. The worship, the reverence, the homage. What is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypically, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us toward illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. That's your reading, Gemini. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Gem.